this computer. Yeah. Yep, it's recording now. Perfect. Okay, I'm just going to share screen. Okay, great. Okay, let's start. Cool. So thank you so much for joining, and Eunice, yeah. And so today I want to talk about pregnancy and use of herbs as food. Cool. Okay. You can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, clear.
Cool, great. So first of all, thank you so much for your time. I know everyone has a lot of demands to juggle, right? Many things to prioritize. So I really appreciate you taking time out to watch this, either live or the recording. Yeah. So really appreciate it. So first of all, get the formalities out of the way, right? Which is the disclaimer. So I'm not a doctor or medical professional. I'm also not treating or diagnosing anyone in this talk. But of course, the information here, right, comes from my own experience and my family's 50 years of experience in the herbs, and also soup brewing, and my own love and passion for having nice food, including soup. And of course, from my research and studies, of credible sources on herbs and health. So what's the objective for today? It's really to share my own learnings, right? And so the thing is and my idea and my philosophy is more of to say, how can we prevent illnesses from happening rather than treating the problems that occur and then looking at the symptoms and then treat it. So it's more like using herbs as food first to prevent, to keep ourselves healthy, immune system up, right? To prevent us to even having go there and take Western medicine or Chinese medicine and so forth, right? So really it's from that philosophy. So share my own learnings and kind of like, what do I do? What do I eat and stuff? Because this is my second pregnancy. And also there was a difference between the two because of, I think I had quite a shift in diet after my first one came along. And then the other thing is I want to emphasize also, apart from like doing everything, it's always the mindset first. Yeah, and I'll talk about that later. The third one is to share the information and knowledge in an easy to understand way. And so it is very actionable upon. That's the objective, setting it up first, right? So mindset first, right? So I think it's important for people to have that mindset to say that, I really want to prioritize my health. I really want to make sure my body, right? Recognizing, acknowledging that your body is your only vehicle, right? That can carry you through to do anything you want in life, right? Be it just spending time with your loved ones, or chasing your dreams, or building like, billion-dollar businesses, right? Yeah. So it's really the only vehicle you have, right? So it's really putting that mindset and acknowledging to yourself that it is very important first, right? And this is, again, when you have that mindset, then you will do anything that is required to actually make it happen. Yeah. And so, I mean, there's so many studies, right, that really says that, your mindset is important. And then like it's like everyone knows you need to eat healthy, you need to exercise, you need to sleep early and all that stuff. But how many people actually do it? It's because it's the mindset. It's again, what is your priorities in life? Yeah. So this one, just want to like highlight again. This is from Harvard, right? And Harvard University, very, very one of the Ivy League, top known, of course, everyone knows. And they did a 30-year studies, right? And it's no surprises, but then they have proved it with data with over 100,000 men and women over 30 years period. So it's very robust, definitely. And then they talk about just 5 simple habits, right, that can may prolong your life by 10 years or more. That's a lot. And the first one, top of that, is really having a healthy diet. So it's really eating. Second is just like even a small exercise daily. those are the top two, really. And then the other thing I want to talk about, especially for pregnant women, and also I think those professional urban women, right, who are constantly stressed. I think one thing is very important is also the stress level. You really have to manage that, because I think you can do everything, right? You can eat healthy, you can exercise, you can sleep a lot, but I think if you don't manage your stress, then I think it can really negate everything you do. So is that really that stress level? You know, you have to like well, aware, right? Every time, how are you feeling at any one moment? Are you someone who is easily influenced by out external conditions, right? Meaning like your, if you have children, then your first kids or your husband or your colleagues or your bosses, right? The most common ones. Or just maybe the weather or traffic or someone unknown, right? Another car honk you and all that stuff. Um, so yeah, so I think the stress level is something that you really have to manage. And of course, there are food that can help with that, but I think some simple exercises like breathing, right, and just be aware, and then quickly changing that state, right, to maybe feeling like what can you be thankful for, right? That grateful. What can you be grateful? What? And is there anything good out of this? Then I think that is the key, right? That's really what I want to spread that message as well, apart from the diet and everything, because I think that is so key. Yeah. Okay, so then, okay, I know everyone says, okay, we need healthy diet, right? Yeah, especially for pregnant women. Yeah. So then exactly why are we talking about that? It's very crucial to understand why, right? I think because once you know your why, then you're more willing to go through the steps, especially some people who are more rational, the analytical type, you know, the modern educated women. So I think knowing the exact why is important, not just following blindly, right? Because everyone says you need to eat healthy, then I go eat healthy. No, right? Yeah. So it is really good for both mummies and the babies. So one is, if you don't eat healthily, then you can lead to excessive weight gain, right? Very easily you will gain weight. And normally when you don't eat healthily, you will tend to eat the really junk food, because that will gives you the taste that you need in your body, like the sweets, the savory, right? The salt, the sugar. We need those in our body, but we should get it from the good way. But then of course there are so many companies out there, right, that have manufactured food that can satisfy this kind of cravings. But really, these are just processed food, right? Like soda will give you the sweet cravings, chocolates, and so forth. Chips will give you the savory salt, right? But so if you eat all those, poor eating habits, of course, will lead to excessive weight gain. And then with that weight gain, it will lead to a lot more issues like diabetes, right? Hypertension, which is already is a risk in normal people, but in a pregnant woman is even worse. Yeah, because then you already have an elevated risk because you have you need all these nutrients extra to your baby. But in terms of a pregnant woman, then you elevated the risk. And of course, then, you know, for mommy also, if you don't eat healthily, you have this excessive weight gain during your pregnancy. After the pregnancy, is going to, you have more problems going back to your original weight. So that should give you more incentive. So basically, it's harder to slim down. It basically means that, right? If you don't eat healthy during your pregnancy. For the babies, of course, then, right? Sorry, there's someone waiting. Let me just do that. Hang on. Hi, Abby. Can you hear me?
She's connecting.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Okay. Hi, Abby, can you hear me? Yeah, just thumbs up if you can hear me. Cool. Yeah, so I'm thinking, okay, sorry, maybe I just repeat this slide quickly then, Eunice, I hope you don't mind. Sorry. So Abby, just want to quickly, so how I understand you are already pregnant now. Congratulations. And your first one is how old? 5 or 4? 7.
Oh, you don't see it.
Is it 7?
How to see? The heart noise.
No worries, no worries. Okay, no worries. Abby, I think you're quite busy there. Eunice, can I mute you?
Yes, yes. Oh,
Yeah. Okay. No worries. No worries. Okay. Sorry. Abby. I just started a while, but I will just let me just backtrack one slide first. I think it's important to just do that. Yeah. So okay, sorry. Maybe I backtrack to just objective first, very quickly. Sorry, Eunice. I just do it for Abby because actually, actually this session is actually inspired by Abby because she actually asked me. You know, she's a happy pregnant mommy in I think the early stages as well. Yeah, but passed through the safe phase already, so it's great. So yeah, so this session is actually inspired by her. So yes, so I want to maybe just quickly backtrack to objective. So objective is first, I just want to, sorry, one more thing first, very important. Just a disclaimer, first, just get the formality out of the way, right? So I'm not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, so I'm not treating or diagnosing anyone in this talk. Of course, the information I'm sharing now comes from my own experience, right? 2 pregnancies already. And of course, my parents' experience and expertise in the herbs business over 50 years. And my mom's, her very good cooking sense and my own love and passion for soup. So I know what tastes good and what not, and how to combine the herbs and all that, right? And of course, for my own studies, research of credible sources of herbs and health. Now, having said that, now the objective is really to share my own learnings, right? What I do, what I eat, right? What I don't eat, yeah, and to make sure I have the healthy pregnancy. And I think having said all that, it's also important to emphasize the mindset first. I'll just quickly share later what do I mean by that. And then the idea is also to share all my knowledge in an easy to understand way and actionable way. Yeah. Because I think if you're confused, right, basically then it's no point, right? It's hard to. So mindset first. I think first of all, we all know that health is very important. Yes, and this is of course there are numerous studies, and this is confirmed by Harvard. It's relatively recent in 2019. They have done a study over 30 years, so it's very robust, and they have involved over 100,000 of men and women. And 30 years, they found out that basically it's just 5 simple habits that basically may prolong your life by 10 years or more. That basically means, right, just lowering your risk of cancer by 65% and lowering the risk of a cardio disease, so heart disease, by 82%, right? And what are the 5 simple habits? The top 2 are no surprises. The top 1 is actually having a healthy diet, eating. Second is just simple exercise daily. So it's again no brainer. This, of course, this applies even more importantly to pregnant women, and also I think any urban working women, right, who need to juggle so many demands in their life. So the other thing about here, when I say about mindset, is that I want to emphasize a lot is that, yeah, you can do all the healthy habits like eating healthy, exercise, sleeping well, sleeping enough, sleeping early. But I think if you don't manage your own stress, that is also a big problem. Because I think stress, you have to recognize it, right? I mean, inevitable, it's definitely inevitable, especially those of us who have kids already. It's so easy. We triggered, right, by all these tantrums, especially those unreasonable ones by our children and sometimes by husband or bosses or colleagues, right? Or even strangers, right? If you are driving, then, it could be some vehicles, right? Just doing some, unnecessary action, right? They really just cross you. So I think it is very important to be aware of how, because I think different people are affected differently. Some people may be more affected by all these external stimulations or external bad things, right? But some people can maybe have a better way of managing. But I think in any case, nowadays people are so prone to stress, right? And I think it's this small little stress that build up daily is probably worse than those big ones, like maybe loss of loved ones due to illnesses. It's really those small ones that build up over time, and those are really the silent killer. So I think very, very key is, yes, we're going to talk about diet and later, but now is this slide, I want to really emphasize that you really have to manage your stress. If you are, if you're feeling stressed, really, you need to be aware of it. Meditation would be great, but if not, you should at least immediately be aware and then switch out of it. One thing that I do that I think can be useful is that quickly think of something good, or think of any good things that can come out of this bad situation, or be grateful. What can I be grateful for today? Maybe it's just simple things, right? Like that day, I think I saw a full arc rainbow, and it was just simple things like that that can then make my day. So yeah. So having said that, okay, everyone talks about healthy diet, especially during pregnancy. But why exactly, right? So I think they are very key for both mummies and babies. For the mummies, right, if you don't eat healthily, your body will naturally crave for the nutrients in terms of the sweet and saltiness, right? So for example, then if you don't eat healthy, you don't fill your tummy with the good stuff, you will naturally fill it with the bad stuff, because there's so much temptation in the market as well, right? And if you eat poorly, if you eat a lot of soda, chips, junk food, right, cakes, desserts, all that will lead to excessive weight gain. And that will again lead to, you're more prone to serious illnesses like diabetes, hypertension, which is even more serious, right, for people who are pregnant. And of course, right, then it's harder to slim down to your original weight, right? So all this is, again, big incentives to go for healthy diet. For the babies, of course, right, if you don't eat healthy, then there's a lot of risks like miscarriages or premature birth, or when they are born, they're not their maximum potential, right, in terms of weight or the development of the brain and so forth, right? But you see, when we all, I mean, especially those people who were pregnant, we wanted the babies, right? And in fact, there is every time the conception happens, right, there's like 30 million sperms that fight each other to get to the women egg, right? So you see, the chances of conceiving a baby is so slim. It's 1 in 30 million, right? So it is so difficult, so precious to get a baby. So we must really protect and we must maximize its potential, right? And that starts with healthy diet. So the thing is this, you probably recognize a list of the superfood here on the left. A lot of gynaes or even health websites out there talk about this kind of superfood that is very crucial for pregnant women, right? Avocados. In fact, so if you look through the list quickly, this slide, I just want to highlight the point that soups, right? One pot of soup itself already can meet or have 3 of this long list of 13 items. Because a pot of soup, right, basically, it can just see here. A pot of soup will have the water, obviously a lot of water. And, you normally would add in lean meat because for the savory taste and also the protein, right? And legumes is normally like beans, kind of beans products, right? So soup itself already can meet quite a lot of this. And we're talking about, so this, and again, soup, why is it so useful? It's because it is nutrients rich, right? And it is in liquid form. So it's very easily digested by your body. And so also very easy to reach your baby. Yeah. So, and just to share a bit about what I eat, right? Even before when I try to get pregnant also, avocado is one big part of my breakfast. And normally for breakfast, I will have like a big bowl of fruits and plus avocado. And then I will have hard-boiled eggs also on the side. So normally this is quite enough already. And then salmon is something that we eat quite a lot as well. The various ways, I think either the smoked salmon way. That means we, how do I say, stir fried or a bit of grill it, right? Either for breakfast or for dinner as well. We grilled it and then eat with some salad and so forth. That was before the pregnancy lah. But of course now, when I'm pregnant, we cannot eat salad, so we just eat it either as like fried rice, salmon fried rice, right? It's a very tasty dish as well. Yeah, so just to share a bit of that. So yeah, the other thing I want to highlight here is, I'm sure like, you know, Abby, you probably eat a lot of this healthy food as well. The thing about fruits nowadays is that it has a lot of pesticides, right? And we have to like clean it properly. So there are two ways actually we can clean the fruits properly. One is we can use baking soda to soak it first, and then, you know, to just make sure it's clean. The other way is we can put I think 2 drops of the lemon essential oil to just make sure it's food grade, right? And to to basically clear away the pesticides in the fruits lah. And of course, as much as possible, try to get the organic kind of produce, right? But yeah, so that's what I want to highlight here in this slide. Oops, sorry. Just moving on. Okay, so I want to first talk about in the first trimester, right? My own experience and also what my parents believe is that in the first trimester, because the baby, the embryo is still forming, right, is a very, very crucial stage. At this stage, we really avoid any Chinese herbs. There are, of course, people who might have to consider Chinese herbs, maybe because they are bleeding, or they, you know, either they have very back pain, maybe. So basically their pregnancy is very much threatened. So then in those cases, you know, I think definitely, of course, you go to your gynae first, right? And then whether you want to consider the Chinese medication, then I think it's really a question of you might want to take it if only the benefits really outweigh the risk. Because I think yeah, I mean, even though Chinese herbs, I mean, the one that we are talking about would be quite neutral and all that, but still, it's still very, very careful because it's first trimester, right? Whatever age you are when you're pregnant, first trimester, our stance, me and my family stance, is that really avoid Chinese herbs. So that's why I never take any of those during the first trimester. These 2 herbs, I don't want to put a name because I scared people might be confused that that I recommend taking these herbs. No, I just want to put it out there because I think those women who face the problems of threatened pregnancies, they may be given this kind of herbs. The left one is called eucommia bark or 杜仲. Yeah, that's normally good for your back pain and bleeding. The right one, the yellow one, is astragalus. That one is very common, I think, more common. Is huang qi in Mandarin. Yeah, so these 2 sometimes is given to women who maybe have no choice, but you know, but they don't want to go through the Western, maybe more toxin way of treating. So they may want to consider the traditional Chinese medication. But again, I don't recommend it, of course. And if you have to, of course, go to a, you know, proper medical doctor. So first trimester, and even to now, right, I exercised, and the thing is, this is what I do, right? I don't have any affiliation, no monetary gain at all with this lady called Lucy Wyndham. But I like her videos. I really just follow her videos. One thing I like about this is why? Because it's very short. You know, like the first trimester, I think is only like 7 minutes. So it's a high intensity interval workout or something like that, right? HIIT, yeah. It's perfect. I've tried it myself, right? I mean, this time, my first pregnancy was very easy. I don't have any issue even in first trimester, but this time, my second one, maybe because of my age, I don't know, because I'm already 41 plus now. my second trimester, my first trimester this time round, I was super tired, but I didn't take any herbs. But then when I tried the exercise, wow, immediately it was different. So I think this really helps, apart from, you know, dieting. I think this the really key. And I just share, this is what I do. I just follow her videos. Yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about the herbs to avoid. This is from some of the professors in KK Hospital, right? So these herbs are definitely no in pregnancy at any stage in all trimesters, right? But the thing is this, if you actually look down the list and if you know Mandarin, right? Because I think the Mandarin words are better, because the English is just a translation of the Mandarin. A lot of them are really insects like, you know, centipede and millipede and so forth. You know, Chinese is everything. And the thing is, this kind of medicine is mostly given to people who like have injuries, you know. So normal people, in fact, in soups, you don't see this kind of herbs, but it's just good to put it out there as well, just for information now. But normally you won't eat this kind of herbs. But this one, again, if people who have injury, if you go to the TCM, they may prescribe this kind of herbs as part of their solution. But again, this is not common. So, but still, just to put it out there. These other ones, this is a bit different. This one, they say herbs that are to be prescribed cautiously. So just like that one was definitely no. This one is like, oh, if you really have a lot of issues, then they might prescribe you. But again, this is only, this can be only given by the TCM doctors. I mean, definitely our soups, we don't have all this again. But one thing I want to highlight is Honghua. Honghua is saffron. You might be familiar, saffron, right? The red, they call it gold, right? Sometimes red gold, because it's so expensive, the pure one. And again, this one, you know, in ancient days, maybe because they don't have contraceptives, right? These are things that are good to actually abort. Meaning, if you have babies and then you don't want it, you know, people actually use this and just drink this, and then they can naturally abort. Yeah. So is that effective? So then, again, these herbs are given either for diarrhea or, you know, or that kind of purpose, as I said. But I think saffron sometimes is also found in biryani rice, right? So just be careful, don't eat that, right? Yeah, I mean, they probably put very little, and maybe they don't put the highly effective one, but still, just be careful of those. The rest, I don't think you will. Again, it's not common in soups, but just want to put it out there. Okay, so now let's talk about the common issues in pregnancy. So, Abby, how are you feeling actually generally? Or are you smooth sailing? You know, you're feeling great. You want to share?
Yeah. Yeah, I experienced bleeding in my first trimester. I think in second month. When I had my first one, I also had the same experience. But I just take Dufaston. The doctor gave me Dufaston. So about 3 weeks it went off. And then this time around, I'm actually on bed rest right now for 2 weeks already. Yeah, because I'm entering. I'm now in 22nd weeks. 22nd weeks. Yeah, but I experienced very light spotting during my 21st week. Yeah, so I have to just lie down a lot. Yeah, that was quite scary for me.
But does the medicine help? The
I
doctor?
didn't take any medicine. The doctor, I didn't go to the doctor. My doctor very calm. Yeah, he's very calm. He just said, we wouldn't know what's the reason of the bleeding. Sometimes it may be because of the hormone, or maybe. But I carried him. I carried my son. I remember the night before I had the spotting. I carried my son just from the chair down to the floor. That's it. It's on my left side. I remember I carried him just using my left hand. And then the next day I experienced heaviness.
Huh.
Yeah, heaviness on my left side, and then the spotting starts. Yeah, and then it proceed for 1 week. Luckily now it's settled. It's settled, but I'm still on MC. I'm waiting to go back to my doctor. So if he clears me, then I think I'm okay. But that was very scary. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like just carry, but he's 19 kg already lah.
That's why I think he looks big.
Yeah, it's 19 kg. So I thought like second trimester, people say, second trimester normally is like everything settled already. Yeah, you're
Yes.
fine, you're stable. Yeah, so I
Yes.
didn't know that. Maybe because of my age also, I'm 38 actually.
Maybe.
Yeah. So I really have to be careful. Like this time around really scared me.
Yeah. The spotting, okay. But okay, good that your gynae is quite chill about it, I think, and just put monitoring. But
yes. Like the second morning, my husband is like very kanchiong. He say, quick, let's go to the gynae. Then I texted my gynae. My gynae said, no. You calm down first. You just let it settle. You rest, because even the journey to the hospital also, because of the bumpiness and all, maybe due to that. So he asked me to just lie down. Whenever there's spotting, you just lie down. So that's what I did lah. Yeah, I dare not go for cooking or walking, even walking also. Yeah, I just to the toilet, then have to go back to the bed. Yeah, but it's not easy to bed rest because of the positioning. It's either left or right, and then people say it's not good to like lie on your back, and I have my backbone problem also. I try not to trigger it. Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking of like, maybe some herbal soup can help.
I see. Okay, but then but now the bleeding has stopped lah, so it's a bit calmed, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't come back, because I'm really scared of placenta previa.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So if it continues, and if I really diagnose with this, I may have to go for cesarean. Yeah, which I try to avoid.
I know, because then the recovery period is very long, right?
Yes. Because I want to breastfeed as well. Yeah, so my first one, I had quite a smooth journey in breastfeeding. I breastfeed him until he's 3 years old.
Oh my God, respect.
Yeah. So hopefully this time around it's going to be the same.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yes.
Yeah. But I think your gynae is good lah. But I think it's true lah. The mindset is also very important lah. He or she asks you to calm down. I think it's also good, very good. Yeah.
He's a very experienced doctor.
Do you have this kind of issues like edema, like water swelling, constipation, fatigue? Okay, that's great.
No, for the constipation, initially I had it, but I started to take yogurt daily or twice or once in 2 days time. Then it helped, really helped. Fatigue, I think is because it's getting heavier lah. So I don't really feel fatigue.
That's good. Yeah. Sorry. How much water do you drink? Because that is one of the key things about bleeding.
Sorry?
Yeah, bleeding sometimes they say, right? One possible reason is the hydration.
Oh, but I drink quite a lot of water. At least 2 liters.
Okay, yeah. But I think you might need more, because like normal people will need 2 liters. So definitely in your case, you will need more even.
I see.
Right? Because pregnant, when we pregnant, we need more. Because then, you know, right, that whole all the amniotic fluid.
Yes.
So it's all water as well. And of course, we need more blood. Blood need water as well. So that one, I think you can just increase that. Yeah. The other thing is, for myself, right, we have a system where we use alkaline water at home.
I'm using Kangen.
Okay. Okay,
Alkaline.
cool. Yeah. Then is that alkaline water as well?
It's alkaline, yes.
Perfect. Yeah. So I think those are good as well. Very good, right?
Oh, but I
Um,
have one question. Like Kangen, right? All these are filtered water, and we drink it. We don't boil the water first.
yeah.
But there's also old people says that no, you cannot drink cold from the pipe. Yeah, you have to boil it first. Even for my son also, they say very cooling.
No,
Yeah, it will lead to
yeah.
cough. Yeah, it will lead to cough lah. This lah, that lah, cooling to the body. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm in dilemma also. I wonder whether later like after we gave birth, whether should I take Kangen or should I boil it first? Because even the shower water also we have to by right lah during confinement we are supposed to boil all this
The herbs,
water.
right? Yeah.
Yes, and using herbs. But once you boil the water, it becomes dead water already.
That's why lah. That's why. Yeah, no. So to be fair, I also drinking alkaline water myself, and also my boy is. We have no issues. I mean, and he doesn't cough and all that. Yeah. So I don't think that's an issue. Yeah.
Oh, good to
The
hear that.
the thing is, when you're confinement anyway, you will be taking a lot of the
herbs also.
the herbs, right? Correct. So
Yes.
your water intake will be less anyway. So I think it's fine. And you'll be drinking a lot of the
Oh, true.
nutritious soups,
Yes,
right?
true.
Anyway, yeah. So I think,
Mhm.
I think it's okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Because the more you worry sometimes, then you get more.
Think too much.
Yes. Then yeah, if you think too much, then problems may occur. I really think that way, lah. So
Mhm.
I think the mind is more powerful. I really think so.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
okay, your bleeding. Okay, so I think try to increase the water intake. The other
Mhm.
thing I think is really just sometimes, maybe your baby is just trying to tell you that don't exert
Yeah.
too much pressure.
Yes.
I think that's really it.
Yes.
Yeah. For me also, honestly, I think last few weeks also I had little bit spotting. But
Oh.
that is because I then went to the gynae asked, then I was like, then she asked that. So the reason was because I stood too long. I was doing a baking session. I was standing for about 3-4 hours non-stop. And
Oh.
I'm already in like very late stage right that time. So now, so definitely but after that it's okay. So no big deal lah.
I see.
Yeah. So then they say maybe it's just the baby trying to tell you they don't like what you're doing. Yeah.
Yes.
So
True.
just
Have
listen
to
to your
listen to
body,
the
I
body.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
I
True.
agree.
Yes,
That's the
agree.
more important thing.
Yes.
Yeah. So okay. So in any case, I'm just now going to share some recipes which I myself take as well. And most of it I took lah. So this one first, let's start with this one. This one is just a simple 3 common items, right? And this can be a vegan version or it can be with meat. But sometimes if we have no time, especially, right, I just make this really simple. Because if no meat, you can just boil for a very short time as well. So this is very good for just upping your qi and the energy, right? And just also the blood, it nourishes the blood and all that. Of course, high in antioxidants as well. So it will build up your immune system as well to fight off any, cold or even like COVID-19, right? All these things, I think I felt this is really good lah. So on and off, like maybe about every week, my whole family will just take this lah. Yeah. So this is again very simple to do. Of course you can add in chicken. So just to share, my gynae was telling me because my baby weight is already on the higher side, so like do not take any more like black chicken soup and all that stuff lah, So I think maybe your gynae will say the same. So really depending on what's your weight of your baby, if it's already healthy, no need too much of the super nourishing one lah. But these are quite neutral actually. Yeah. Of course, this is also very good for your eyes health and also the digestive system. Also very good for your blood. And yeah, so the other one is this. So this one for people with edema, right? Because the risk about edema is that, I mean, a bit of edema is okay if on your fingers or your legs, right? But if it's on your face suddenly, then it's a big problem, because that could be a symptom of more serious issues called preeclampsia, which is like hypertension, or your organ system big issues, right? Kidney and liver. So these are some of the herbs that these are kind of like two kind of soup here. The left one is really the small red bean. It's a bit like red bean, but this is the fitter version, the leaner and fitter version, called 赤小豆. Then barley, I think that one is quite common. You know that. Corn seed, this is literally the corn, you know, the so the hair lah. And the winter melon. So the left one is good for edema and digestion issues. And you can have the sweet version versus the savory version. Pork bones, you know, you can easily add maybe like 300 grams or so. This kind of how do I say, weight and water level is for about to make 4 bowls of water. The right one is for people who have also some cough, right? This is good, because like glenea root is the picture on the right, the yellow ones. That one is good for removing the phlegm. And almonds, both are good to how do I say, reduce your cough, right, in a natural way. Yeah, so the right one will not be so tasty, but I don't think it's bitter as well. But that's why we add in the pork bones, just for more savory taste. The left one can be sweet, yeah, because of the winter melon, and that one is good, yeah. I think this one, even if not pregnant, is good to take, especially maybe the left one. You know, water swelling, because people who have water swelling generally are more tired. This is more for the modern women now, maybe who don't exercise much, those kind of thing. These are the yeah, these are the combination that would be very good. Yeah. This soup, this snowy dewy, is literally just using the white fungus. This one is very good for nourishing lungs. Again, with some of the onions and spring onions, and optional to add in ginger. The recipe is actually in my book, Herbalicious. So if you have read my book, the recipe is there. Or if you have got my book, the recipe will be there. This is good for people generally just to improve your immune system, or if you have a slight cold that's going to start, this is very good to alleviate that symptom. And yeah, really, you know, it just warms you up really in a natural way. And of course, white fungus is good in collagen, right? So then it's also good for your skin, whitening skin. Yeah. Yeah, because I think ultimately when you're pregnant also, it's important to keep your own immunity up, so you reduces the chance that you need to take medication. I think that's the thing. And between my first one last time, my first pregnancy, I was already quite healthy, but I still had that occasional cough and cold, which at that time, I'm not so much into the, you know, making soups and all that yet lah. Although my parents have that heritage, but at that time I'm not yet realizing the power yet, my first one. So I went to the doctor, and of course they gave me the Western medication, and I have the occasional headache as well, which I turned to Panadol as well at that time. But because, I mean, if you know my story, then basically when my first one was born, he had that bronchitis, right? And then because of that, then we started I went to my parents for help, and then they recommended this soup that's tasty and nutritious. And then from there, I realized the power of herbs and soup, and then that's really when I then consume it very regularly. And then actually, touch wood, this round, my pregnancy, I have nothing at all. I don't have any cold, cough, nothing at all. So it was really smooth sailing, like really, thank goodness that I didn't need to take all this Western medication. So that's great. I mean, there were times when I felt like not enough water, then you can feel that my throat, you know, those kind of feelings, you know something is going to come. Then I quickly just resorted to the soups again. And yeah, it really helped. So that's why I really felt the diet therapy is really works best naturally as well. Yeah. And that's also why I think I'm not too worried. Actually, in fact, when I was pregnant, that was around when the COVID starts, right? So, but not so worried lah, because we tried to keep our immunity up. So yeah, this stress no more soup is also in the book Herblicious. So the full recipe is there with all the weights and the methods and all that. This is also very good for pregnant women because the herbs in there is very good for digestion. And also it has the tungsten and the red dates, which again nourishes your blood. And also, you know, make sure you keep your qi up, which is again the vital energy. Which of course for us pregnant women who have kids already, bigger kids as well, you really need that extra boost of energy. Yeah. So actually this soup is good for many purposes, because I also have people asking me about the skin condition, eczema. This is also one of those that is, you know, can be very good, because eczema is again related back to conditions of your lungs, and your digestive system is not so strong or not so peak performance. That's why it leads to all these external symptoms like your skin is, you know, itching and so forth. So this is again one of those soup that, you know, gradually over time it will improve the condition. Yeah. So that's why I guess if you have questions, then connect with me. I think Abby, in your case, right, I will see how, I mean, I think maybe you just want to ask your gynae first, whether is it okay to maybe take this one, the revitalizing one, I felt. But I think
I've been taking this.
okay.
I've been taking this.
Okay, great. Yeah. Then what did I say? Oh yeah. So the other thing is this. I just want to end it with saying, you know, so I have like gotten inquiries as well from people like asking where can they get the high quality, top notch herbs with low content of sulfur, low or zero lah, which is the one that me and my family are consuming. So, but I mean, if you are interested, then let me know lah. Yeah, but you have my email, you have my contact, so you can just approach me if there's interest. But okay, yeah. So let's see how your bleeding goes. I hope it goes well, right?
Yeah.
And yeah. So again, I think if everything is okay, you can occasionally make these soups, right, that I have in here, this presentation. You have the book, right? Then you can also make those for your family. I think all the soups basically is all very suitable for the whole family. It's not only good for pregnant women. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you
That's
so
all I
much for
have.
sharing, Tina. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you, Eunice. Yeah, any questions? We still have a bit of time.
No questions.
No questions.
Okay.
Oh,
sorry,
is all this soup also can kids take it? Like for
yes.
him,
Yes,
7.
he's 5 years, 7, right? 7, yeah,
7.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think he's I sometimes he will get cough. Sometimes he will have cough. Like last year, he went through an operations to remove the tonsils and adenoids. Yeah, and he has a sensitive nose, allergic to dust.
Right.
Yeah.
Abby, he is 7 years old, right? You said.
Yes.
Yes.
No, 6.
For him, right, I honestly think, right, the two here, this one, Snowy Dewy, and this one, Stress No More, right? The name is just a Stress No More, but these two I felt would be really good for him, you know. Yeah. Anything.
Okay. Yeah. The Snowy Dewy.
Yep.
I normally bought garlic.
Yep.
What
Okay.
else? Garlic, apple. What else?
Onion.
Onion. I mix garlic, apple, and onion.
Do you put in
the-
white fungus?
No, it's not boil. I think I steam to get the essence, and then let him drink.
You should also take with this snowy dewy. It's very good for lungs, you know. So I think it'd be good
Oh.
for his cold and his cough.
Yeah, so this is soup, ginger.
You don't need to put the ginger if you don't need also.
He likes ginger.
Okay.
He likes ginger and garlic. Those very strong.
Perfect. Then this is great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. You can put anyway. This one I only recommended a bit of ginger. But the snow fungus is really good for his kind of condition, honestly. Yeah.
Okay. Snow fungus.
Yeah,
but
snow fungus.
He can just take the soup, not necessarily the snow fungus, right?
Yeah. He can just take the soup. But if he like the snow fungus, he can also take
He's very picky in food. When it comes to food, very picky.
Okay, yeah. When you buy, right, you should ask them whether it's the crispy type or the easily soft type, because because sometimes if it's crispy, they might like because if it's the easily soft one, then you put in later.
Okay, what do you want to ask, Auntie?
Yeah.
Just now I eat really big garlic.
Very good.
Like this big.
Oh wow. Raw? He eat raw?
No, because I fried yimi just now. Yeah, like a big clove. I just
nice.
fried it with the yimi. So he took
all
the ginger. I know all the garlic.
Yeah. My boy also like that. He can take all the they call it what like smelly plants. Other people will call it smelly plants, right? Yeah. It should be good. It's good for his lungs and all. Yeah. Then you also can boil this other one, the stress no more one, right? This one you can also make quite often, because like my boy, this one we make every week at home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good, this one. But my boy will take the herbs as well, like the waisan, the Chinese wild yam,
waisan, yes.
And the sisat. Sisat is very good for appetite, and red lotus seed. That one is very good for calming. Good sleep. Yeah. And of course the poria, right? The food link is very good for edema as well. So it's good for everybody. So if you take, just prevent future because later stage you might get that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So this soup is one of those really good for family, I would say.
Okay.
It's not heaty, it's not digestive system is like your key, right? Really.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
No. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing, Tina.
Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Eunice, for joining me. Yeah.
No.
Okay. Have a great Sunday. Okay.
You too. Have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye. Let's see. I'm gonna. Okay.